Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to day 28. My name's Adam, and we are here. We're here, and today I wanted to speak about the process of individuation and why it's so important. What do I mean by individuation? I mean by breaking free and moving past the limitations, expectations, and perceived danger in which we have grown up in or being conditioned to believe is present. This conditioning, I like to call it the circle of expansion. It's like there's a border around us and around our lives, and as we start to get close to the border, culture, parents, family, friends, as we start to get close to this border of perceived danger, people start going, oh no, don't do that, don't do this, be careful, no, don't do that, because when I was young this happened, or bloody blah, or we don't do that around here, don't do that, you can't be this. So this circle of expansion, right? Because for all of us it's different, right? All of our family environments, cultures, this circle of expansion, for some of us it might look really big depending on how we grew up, depending on our parents, depending on how expansive and how open-minded the culture, parents, friends we have. For some of us the circle of expansion is big. We have a large amount of space to explore, to try things, to make mistakes before anyone goes, oh, don't do that, or watch out. For others it's tiny. For others, it's like you can barely move. Your ability to explore, roam around is very limited, right? And that will be dependent on your parents and, like I said, the culture in which you've come from. When we look at the parents in this situation, the circle of expansion, or this circle in which we have space to grow and learn, or this container, shall we call it, obviously as parents they are guides, right? We have incarnated and they are our guides. So when I speak on this, I don't mean to say there should be no boundaries and a child can just do what they want. There's obviously guidance in place, there's obviously boundaries in place, but those boundaries come from love and awareness and consciousness, not from fear, lack, and unconsciousness. Obviously, you teach your child not to run into a road, start punching someone. Obviously, like I just said, it's when we talk about this container, this limiting container, we talk about it when unconscious fears manifest themselves as limitations that get put on said individual. And this isn't just from parents, from culture as well. The town we live in, the city we grew up in, and I'm going to speak on this in a bit later as well. With our parents, or whoever was a guidance figure for you in your life, whatever that looked like, with that figure, your room in which, the confines in which you can grow up in and learn and explore are a mirror of what they as guides were able to achieve in their life. Yeah. If they had a particularly expansive life, and they, for example, went places, mingled with different cultures, peoples, tried out different things, different experiences, learned different ideas, philosophies, got to be in different cultures, like all of this type of worldliness is a good word. If one's parents or guides were of a worldly nature, that circle of expansion is bigger, right? Because said individuals have seen more of the world. And as you see more of the world, you actually come to realize the world isn't a bad place and people aren't actually bad people. There's actually not that much to fear that maybe one would inherently think there is to fear. Where on the other hand, let's just say there's parents or guides that have, just for example, grown up in a small town. The town has the same type of people. It's been the same way for the past 100 years. Not much has really changed. You might find that those parents have maybe a smaller, scope of expansion within themselves. Hence, their child will grow up within a smaller circle. The room in which they have to explore will be hindered and limited by the fact that the parents never had that ability or opportunity. I'm generalizing here. I'm not saying if you're from a small town, you aren't expanded or amazing. I'm not saying that, but as a generalization, you get what I mean. Here's the thing, yeah. As a individual, if you have never left this circle of perceived safety, if you've never stepped outside of this boundary, you are actually still living the same karmic lessons and cycles that your parents did. No evolution has been made at this point. It is so important for us to individuate from this circle to become sovereign, to become a sovereign, unlimited being that is not limited by the perceived limitations that have been placed upon them. And when I say parents, I also mean culture. These are interchangeable, these two words. Cultures do this, like subcultures, towns, cities. The literal town you grew up in has a different circle of expansion to another town. The city you grew up in has a different circle of expansion to another city. I think about London, and I think about just how the potential of expansion is so big because of just how diverse it is. Just how many different types of people there are, different cultures, different languages, different ideas, different ways of living. This allows for individuals that have grown up within an environment like that, some of these big westernized cities that are very diverse, culturally diverse, they hold this potential to be so expansive for the mind because of that reason. You get to see so much. You get to perceive and learn about different ways of life. And by you knowing there's different ways of life, you get to say to yourself, well, these people over here, they do it like this. These people here, they do it like that. I'm actually not limited to this one particular way of living that maybe I was grown up with or taught about. So that's the beauty of larger, diverse places, but cities in general. They're very expansive in that regard. But it's so important to individuate from parents and from culture, because I say it like this all the time. This is the analogy I use. I go, our parents have been running a relay race, right? This is what it is. It's a relay race. They have the baton, or whatever it's called, the stick in their hand. They're running. And as they give birth to you, and as they grow you up, and as you become an adult, they hand you that baton. It's your job to take it and keep on running forward. It's your job to go further than they could. All the limitations, all the generational trauma, all the don't do this, don't do that they had, it's our job to break it and keep on running forward. Continue the race. You don't get past the stick and then go, actually, I'm just not going to run, by the way. I'm actually just going to, as you stop running, I'm just going to stay right behind you and only go as far as it's safe to go, because I know you did it. It's our job to bust that door down. It's our job to bust that door down of perceived safety and go where our parents, go where our culture did not go. If you grew up in a very strict religious culture, for example, just come to mind. If that resonates with you, great. But if it doesn't, it's your job to go and follow the soul's calling, and do what you need to do. What you need to do. But yeah, here's what it is. It's like whatever position you find yourself in, whatever your upbringing was, from parents, present, other guides, culture, community, whatever was present for you, it is a very powerful thing to acknowledge what that circle of perceived safety is that you grew up in. Acknowledge where the perceived circle of safety ends and where the limitations begin. And then check yourself. I grew up in this. So what actually has been deeply programmed into me that is limiting me from being all that I can be? We are unlimited. We are not to be limited. Yet for all of us, we have been in some way or another. And that's why we need to individuate. We need to go, cool, this is where I grew up. I love that. Thank you. I chose that. Give all the thanks, all the blessings. But then it's like, but at the same time, I am not limited by that. If I need to go and do this and this, if I need to go travel halfway around the world, but my family doesn't like that, do it. And as you individuate, you reclaim and you recall all of your power back to you. And when you reclaim that power, your frequency and your energy starts to elevate. And because now you have an elevated frequency, you start attracting stuff that is more appropriate to that frequency. You start to change your whole reality. Everything levels up. Your health, relationships, wealth, work, opportunities, everything becomes more aligned and more magical. So yeah, I wanted to share that. Individuate. We all need to keep on breaking free of any chains or limitations that have been placed upon us from these different things, and by doing so, onwards and upwards. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. I love you all. I'm gonna go in the sun now. I am in the sun, but I'm kind of in shade right now. I'm gonna go in the sun. I'm gonna go run around, do something. Then I'm gonna go try and find like some rocks somewhere, and just be with some rocks. But okay, my family. I'm gonna actually show you this real quick. Let me show you this right now. See that? I don't even know what that is. I think maybe it's a church. It's very sparkly though. It's got purple. It's got like purple metal on it. But yeah, this is me. This is us right now. Guys, my family. Send you all the peace, all the love. I'll see you soon.